5, 4, 3, 2, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Michael Burhan for a episode of I Got Gameplay. And yes, we are here today with an all-star cast, but nothing more awesomer than a man I've been trying to get to interview since last year. He is the amazing Larry Bundy Jr.
Hello.
There's canned claps somewhere. So Larry, how are you doing today?
I am doing most excellently, thank you very much.
Awesome sauce. And speaking of awesome, of course, we have with us today our all-star group of YouTubers and people alike who like to go on this show and talk stuff and gaming and stuff. We have, of course, Mr. Ryan King. Ryan making his second episode debut. Ryan, how are you doing today?
Yeah, good.
Meh. And speaking of meh, we have Mr. Sean Michelin.
Yeah, I'm pretty meh today.
And, of course, the lovely, the effervescent, and also the girl who can't stop crying and thanking me ever since I gave her a Skype conversation at con. She is the lovely Jamie Stiles!
Am I the only one who's not mad today? Man, you guys need to pump it up, man. Come on, get.
I'm getting the energy. It's just I decided to go to bed with a nightcap of 6 cores last night and had to work all day.
Oh, come on, party hard.
I am.
Better for it. Come on.
I
am drinking.
I have Tim Hortons Dark Roast in my hand right now, so I'm just I'm picking up.
So usually what we do is we go on to conversation about gaming news and bits and pieces. But today we're going to make this all about Larry. See, Larry, you're going to be our princess today. Here's your metaphorical crown, Princess Larry. So Larry, let's talk about basically how you got started. How did you get into this big wide thing called the gaming industry? Because you've been a part of it since well before YouTube, haven't you?
Well, it depends how far back you want to go, really. I started before I'd done any sort of video work. I used to be an artist for companies and stuff like that. I used to do a lot of freelance sort of manga and anime stuff for companies. I worked for a couple of games, a couple of obscure European PC games that you find in bargain bins, and I think the most notable game I ever worked on was probably Bungie's Oni. I worked on that, and apart from I worked on a couple of magazines and that. I'd done the data action replay, done some artwork on that, but then I moved on because there used to be a forums years ago called the Brit Xbox forums. I don't know if you ever heard of them. One day some guy went on there and said, we're looking for people to appear on this live show where you give out cheats for people who phone in and that. And everybody else was mocking him, and I thought, I might as well go in for it, and I did. I got the job, and that was me presenting Game Guru, which was where I got the name Guru Larry from.
Ooh.
Yes. So I done another TV thing on X League and that, and then I started doing stuff on YouTube. Well, actually, I started doing stuff on YouTube before that, but yeah, that's how I got into it. So I was work a way around route possible, really.
Very much so. It's one of those things where, the gaming industry itself, basically sort of the nerd geek industry, is very well connected in terms of who you meet, and everybody shares a certain passion, and it's very weird how certain people get their chances in said industry, so to speak, because you never know what's going to happen or who it's going to happen to, in a sense. So going on from that, you started on your own YouTube channel, and you've become kind of famous for a lot of the videos that you do, including getting some of your stuff on television as well at the same time. So tell us a little bit about the series that you do on your channel, what types of videos you do for those kind of who haven't seen your work.
I do. Well, probably my main series is a show called Games Yanks Can't Wank, which is about basically British and European exclusive games that never made it out to the rest of the world. You see a lot of people doing things like, look at those wacky Japanese games and that, but nobody ever does anything from Europe or the UK, or at least back then they didn't. So I started doing that. That was during my tenure at Screw Attack. Stuttering Craig come up with a name, but I think it's a good name because it's always getting people going, what's that mean, that name and that? So it always brings up questions. I also done a film version of it where I do obscure PSAs as well. So for really horrific, gory 70s ones aimed at children to scare the hell out of them. I also do movie stuff, and I just do normal gaming reviews as well. Really. So that's about it. Oh, also board games based on video games as well. I do that with Ashens.
Yeah, I've seen some of those. They're pretty entertaining.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You're quite welcome, sir. Big fan.
So, Sean, do you want to ask a question?
Not much, really. Just like, how do you feel about the whole thing about YouTube and how it's not just it's not just fans, it's a community. It's like you end up making friends on here and things like that. Like, how do you feel?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you go. Sorry.
No. I was just gonna say, how do you feel about that?
I think it's great. I mean, I've made some excellent friends over the years, and that sort of accumulating friends is like Pokemon, really. Internet version of Pokemon. You've got to collect all the friends. So yeah, no, I've made loads of those. Pardon?
You gonna make them fight?
Possible. No, well, that's e-drama, isn't it? You always get that in the internet. They created that themselves. You just leave them together for a while.
Or unless you're on an Angry Joe video. Sorry, I had to. So, in terms of like, you talked quite candidly about your relationship with Ashens, in a sense. Yeah.
Relationship.
Ooh, your relationship with Ashens.
I've only held hands with him once.
Was it in public or a dark room?
You just make out with somebody once, and it's all over the place. Relationship.
Yeah, he bought you chocolates once, and that was it.
Yes.
So basically, in terms of you guys, you worked together a lot on a couple of like different projects, including the Chef Excellence set of shorts that you guys do on YouTube as well. So how did that come together?
Well, basically, I PM'd him years and years ago. I asked him sub for sub, and he told me to piss off. That's about it, really. And then we started talking from that, really.
That's hilarious. Like, piss off.
Yeah. Well, he didn't say it in that words, but that's what he meant.
Oh, I would like.
No, I mean, I knew about him from years before. He used to do like flash animations on beta and stuff like that. And also, you always saw that video review in a pop station that went sort of semi-viral all over the place.
Oh my god!
So yeah, it's like all over game trailers as well. Everybody claimed to be him and stuff like that. So yeah, I knew him from before. Well, I knew of him, but I didn't know him personally. But yeah, we just become good friends because we're sort of a similar age and we sort of collecting the same things as well.
Well, that's the funny thing about that, because with him, I kind of found him myself when he was doing the Poundland reviews. So he'd go in there and have like the little toys and stuff that we'd play around with, and he did a review of the 2DS. But he's very well rounded in terms of what he does, because he kind of does loads of collaborative projects with different people himself. But most notably, I usually see a lot of the projects that he does with your stuff. And but with you individually as well, you also have a number of different reviews that you do on yourself, like by yourself for your YouTube channel. And I've seen that kind of spiral and grow in its own right. I most notably met you when we did the Retro Random Live.
That's right, yes. And you buggered off, if I recall. You was only there for like 5 minutes where you pissed off.
Well, I was on for about an hour, then I pissed off because I was tired and wanted to sleep.
Larry, I don't want to talk to him. Go away, you smelly person, you.
I was actually the guy that everyone would say to me, now, Larry and Ashens are on here, so you need to do us a favour and just don't be you. I was like, what do you mean, don't be me? And he's like, the guy who just sits there with the poo-poo jokes and the innuendos, that guy, just don't be that guy. And then you and Ashens were like basically swearing and blinding on. I was like, oh, fuck it. Just let's join in. But that's the funny thing about it as well. You haven't changed who you are. I can see there's a load of guys who usually do the YouTube thing, and a lot of people just change their in character. I was when I was at the MCM Comic Con recently, I found like talking to actors was a lot different than talking to YouTubers, because a lot of the YouTubers that you talk to are kind of guys who just sit there and get really arrogant. Like, well, I'm on YouTube and I have dozens of fans over the internet, so fuck yourself. I'm the high god. But you seem to haven't changed. You seem to be the same potty mouth kind of nutcase that you've always been.
I treat everybody equally. That's all. It's the old Buddhist saying that never tread on a snake, for one day it may turn into a dragon.
Very much so, and
Yes.
it's nice to see. You know, your character's always been the same. You've always been um, you seem to be a very intelligent guy, but also a very down to earth type person as well. Um, so let's talk about a little bit about your like because you have a film series on your channel where you dissect certain movies, like the movie Mistakes.
Oh, movie says yes.
Yeah, for instance, how did that come about?
Uh, I just wanted to do a movie mistakes thing. Really, I love I love looking at things in movies. You see movies like loads and loads of times and that. I always do movies that people have seen hundreds of times before, but I like pointing stuff out that they may have missed, and loads of people like doing that. I've actually had a few people have relationship issues because of me telling them things and that. And go, well, stop telling me things that are mistakes in the movie. I just want to watch it. So I ruin it for them. So
I do it myself. It's one of those things where I've always said to people, don't take me to a bad movie because I'm going to sit there and start picking things out, and then it ruins their day, and they just look at me and go, I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah,
with all...
when you come to the States, then we need to all watch a movie together because I do the same exact thing.
It's funny. I remember.
Yeah, I mean, like, you just sit there and you find bloopers. Like, I swear to God, I have found bloopers that no one else has, and I'm just like, hey, you see that? Hey, you see that? That's not a thing. It's not supposed to be a thing. And everyone's like, shut up, just watch it. No, you don't understand. Why is this here?
Or the Prince of Persia movie when everyone sounded like they were from fucking EastEnders for some reason. I was expecting like the sequences when it gets tense, you'd hear the song go doom 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 doom. Last week on Prince of Persia, it's one of those things. I would sit there and I was like cracking up with laughter. My friends were just looking at me going, "We hate you." But they're talking Cockney. Why are they talking like they're from Southeast London? I have no understanding of this. It's very weird. So, you know, going on from that, with the most notable one you did was Ghostbusters. You know, that got kind of...
That was the first one, yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that kind of went viral. It was on national TV as well, where they were talking about it a little bit.
Yeah, well, they didn't tell me that. They just nicked my video clips and put them on there.
They need a Sarkeesian it, you know. So, oh, it's YouTube free license. We can nick that and not tell anyone. So, you know, how did that, you know, when did that come about? Because Ghostbusters is a very loved movie. You know, a lot of people have reviewed it, talked about it, but you kind of went inside the nitty gritty and just went, right, this is everything I'm going to point out and kill your childhood right now.
Yeah. Well, I like doing that, so yes. No, I just like letting people see new things in a movie they've seen multiple times, really. That's the main thing in the series, and I just show like the 10 best hidden items, hidden Easter eggs. Not really Easter eggs, mistakes. So stuff like that, yes. I should be doing Back to the Future 2 this year, considering it's 2000.
Oh, good. I'm going to let Dave tune into that one. Dave Wade's going to probably have a heart attack because you're going to kill his childhood. He's a big Back to the Future fan. Anybody who knows Dave knows the fact that if you basically badmouth any of the Back to the Future movies, he will go on a tangent and rip you.
Stuff you a Marmite and eat you.
Yes, that's what he'll do. He would coat you in Marmite and eat you. So going on from that, as I said, you've got a fondness for the gaming industry. In terms of the industry itself, how do you feel that it's going at the moment? Because we've seen the industry itself transition. Some good transitions, some bad transitions. You know, especially like, for example, what's happening with Konami and the millions of issues that this company seems to be causing and creating. How do you feel that the gaming industry is going at the moment, and how it's becoming, how it's kind of evolving in a sense?
Well, the latest generation seems to be the laziest one ever, really, because every other game is an HD re-release of the previous gen systems and stuff like that. So there's very few new games coming out. I mean, do you own an Xbox One or a PS4?
I do not own an Xbox One or a PS4. That's because I'm broke. So that doesn't help me at all. My girlfriend owns a PS4, but I have seen the rehashes that these companies are doing for every single game. That's even games that have probably been out for less than a year. They're doing a HD remastered remake quality super fancy edition.
Well, The Last of Us wasn't even out for 6 months, and that got an HD remaster.
Mind me.
Yeah, I remember buying that. I bought the special edition version for my brother for his birthday when I had some cash. I was like, here you go, this is the game. And then when the PS4 version came out, I was like, I just feel like I've been violated. Just Someone has just gone inside me.
Yeah, that is single-handedly the reason why the PS4 and Xbox One aren't backwards compatible. So they can sell you the same fucking game you already own when somebody's release schedule looks a little too anemic. If you have the PS3 version, if you have the PS3 version of that game and all the DLC, there is literally no reason to buy Last of Us Remastered.
But it's fancy. It has loads of colors, and you can see Joel's like little fucking dots on his face.
Yes,
Be nice if they gave you complimentary tube of KY.
I can already see that when I'm spying through Troy Baker's window while he takes a bath.
You
Oh my
like
god, wait, we're spying on Troy Baker? I want in. I mean, what?
He still hasn't signed my copy of Bioshock Infinite, damn it.
I met him personally and he hugged me, so...
Okay, this is becoming a Troy Baker love fest.
Steer the good ship ADD back into Ritalin Bay.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So, Larry, what would you like to do to Troy Baker? I mean, no. So you're talking about the ever fancy HD remastered remakes. What about it like irks you so much?
Well, they're just so lazy. They're barely even GOTY editions. I mean, if you look at what Sleeping Dogs, that's a definitive edition of the game, and it's actually got less music in it than the original game. Half the songs have been ripped out of the definitive edition.
Is that just?
Definitive has got less content.
Is it basically due to the fact that there's probably licensing issues and stuff?
It is licensing, but you think they'd hold on to the license long enough to do this HD one. So it's obviously a spur of the moment thing as well. So it's not a pre-planned thing they're going to release it on HD. Next-gen consoles. And also stuff like The Last of Us, you like playing multiplayer. Well, now you can have it on PS4 and pay for it as well at the same time. Pay a subscription for something you got free in the last generation.
And here's another thing as well that I want to ask you. What do you think about the spawning off of that, the PlayStation Now thing? Do you think that has legs?
PlayStation Now is dead in the water if they're using the same plan as there is now. If they went for a Netflix type approach where you could play any game you wanted for a set monthly rental fee, that would be that would be the proper system. But having to rent a game for a certain amount of time, each individual game, and it's ridiculously high as well. I mean, you might as well buy a second-hand copy for the price they rent you them.
Yeah, I was talking to Alpha Omega Sin about this because he was going on about the fact that they were going into a Netflix model with this, and I was like, no, they're actually talking about renting individual games for the same price that you could probably get a pre-owned for, or even less, and it doesn't make sense, the formula that they're doing now. It seems like they have no idea what the pricing and the structure of this is. It's just there, so to speak. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. They don't know. They seem to know that they want to do this and they want to market it, but they have no idea how. It's kind of like what they did with the Vita.
Exactly. They're getting greedy. They just want way too much money for a service that everybody else technically offers at a much lower price.
Well, there's one thing, that actually kind of leads us on to our next little question here, because you're a big fan of Kickstarter, so to speak, because you love to name and shame people on Kickstarter.
I don't know.
I love those.
I just take the piss out of them.
But you do this thing. If people haven't seen it, you share on your Facebook page about loads of these Kickstarters that are kind of dead in the water before they even begin. The one which is my favorite is help me buy a pair of Google glasses because I want to see my son. So what kind of made you come about like starting that up and just doing that? Is it one of those things where it's like, I was just browsing Kickstarter one day and I just wanted to share how many retards are on this thing?
I just don't like people being greedy. I mean, he didn't even give an explanation of what he wants. Yeah, that's right. He wanted to film his baby son from his eye perspective, and that's not like every single camcorder ever made ever. It's everything's from your perspective because it's through your lens. So it's just him, and also you can only record video footage on Google Lens for 10 seconds at a time.
Yeah, I didn't understand it myself. The other one.
Get a GoPro, get a lot fucking better mileage out of it.
The other one that made me laugh.
He wanted Google Glass. He wanted a system that's just been abandoned now. So.
Well, the other thing that
like Homer buying that bowling ball for Marge, right?
Yeah.
But
It's
he just wants thousands of other people to buy it for him that have no relationship with him whatsoever.
yeah, no, that made me laugh. And also the other one of help me start a YouTube channel. I need 10 grand.
Yeah. I just
Oh.
and they also do that. I've had a terrible life. Yeah, boo-hoo, matey. Everybody's had a terrible life. What do you deserve 10 grand for?
Oh, but kicking off of that, how do you feel that Kickstarter's going in terms of, because like we're seeing new gaming creators, like guys of old, like Iger's just had the successful Kickstarter for his Castlevania, Metroidvania type
Successor.
game. Yeah, the successor. Was it Bloodstone?
Yeah,
believe-
Bloodstained,
Yeah.
something or night or whatever.
Yeah. Basically, it's a new kind of Castlevania-esque game that he basically put out there. I believe it's reached about 3 million so far.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, just chump change. It's no YouTube channel starter money there. I'll tell you that for a fact. But do you feel that this is where the gaming market industry is going to be going to? Because like you've seen Konami and Capcom.
I sincerely hope not, because there is no incentive for them to make the game in a timely fashion.
But because you can see the fact that these are kind of ways that people can pre-order these games now, where they can say, well, if you give me an incentive, I will invest in your game. And it seems like a lot of these creators have managed to do it. Hell, even Zach Braff managed to do it for a film that he was making. They're all going on their big established names, getting their fan base to invest in their projects. Do you think that that's a positive? Well, you kind of answered part way before I cut you off, but is it?
Oh, yeah, well, if you're popular, people would do anything. Yeah, so.
I'll suck your dick, man, because you're popular. But in terms of that, it seems like a lot more games, a lot more companies are using this as kind of an incentive to make a game and create something that otherwise that they would have had restraints on if they were working for a bigger company. But
Yeah,
we
but
also
there's imposements on that money as well, that they have to release this game in a timely fashion and to a certain quality. As long as they get the game out at all, that's all the incentive they have. They don't care about time. They don't care about sort of the money. I mean, look at this Mighty Number 9. It was supposed to come out 18 months ago, and it's still not come out. And there's all this pointless drama as well.
yeah, because they kept asking people for more money, didn't they? It's like I was being bombarded with email after email asking me to invest more money into the project because they wanted to make a cartoon, and I was just like, for fuck's sake, I've paid you.
We want the game. We don't want the cartoon. I want the game.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, let the game find its feet first, see if it's a success, release a fucking sequel, then you can do your fucking cartoon because you have enough money from people to do so.
Exactly. No,
It's just like, motherfucker, I gave you 250 already. What do you need more for?
Sorry, Larry,
I
continue.
saw there the other day there was like a physical release, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. But how about the fucking game in and of itself?
It's
What
like
else?
Godus and Peter Molyneux. He's getting all excited and that, and he's got the money. Now he can move on to his next project. He doesn't care about it anymore. He's like a child.
Shaggers.
Yeah. So what Kickstarter needs to do is they need to release the money and set goals. As long as the set goal has been accomplished, they'll release the next batch of money. That's what it should be going.
Yeah, because there's no incentive for people to even make the games. There's been that whole issue with Yogscast when they tried to release a game and they ended up.
Lost a lot of respect out there. Nobody
Yeah.
touched it.
I know I kind of avoided them at the MCM con because they were there at a booth and they were like, "Hi," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going over there."
Yes, don't keep away from my money.
Yeah, I was just like, "Give me a game and then I'll talk to you."
Keep discussing. They've got £1 million in their bank account as well,
Yeah, which
so
is
they could easily reimburse people for their mistakes. But no, let's go and blame somebody.
give you a cheaper game.
Yes.
I'll do too with Angry Joe.
But that's another thing as well. And then you have like companies like or YouTubers like Smosh who wanted to develop an app game for 250 grand. Don't even know how the hell you're going to be developing an app game for 250 grand. Using the Kickstarter method to do that as well. And you look at it and you've got the hit and misses. You've got the positives that come out of it. You've got a number of these companies who are making good on their promises. You've got a couple of like filmmakers and stuff who are making good on their promises as well. But then you have a lot of people kind of abusing this system. But it's also creating a bit of a knock-on effect for the bigger companies because now Konami and a lot of people, I've been going back and forth about this with people about Konami, and a lot of guys are like, "Oh fuck you, I can't believe you've done this. Kojima's left," and and you know the company's going downhill. They're moving over to mobile and PC. But what people don't understand is the Japan market is relatively dying in terms of console. You know, in the console market, the Japanese market is going. You're seeing a lot more in terms of PC and mobile. So the companies, the bigger companies, are trying to adapt to these trends. And yes, you know, it is monitoring fueled. It's for money. They're doing it so they can make more extra cash out of this and spend less instead of developing this huge game that they've got to spend like 4 or 5 million on, which they don't have to, but yeah, apparently that's what they need to. What's your opinion on that? Do you think we're going to eventually?
Well, I do think that the companies like Konami and Capcom, they have foolishly assume that the world is like Japan, so they use Japan as their sort of base thing, and then assume that the rest of the world will follow them accordingly. But it's not like that at all.
No, I agree.
Nothing like the rest of the world. I mean, Japan doesn't like playing online games for starters and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I agree as well. And you know, it's the trends are different because you can see there's a rapid increase now in the US market in terms of console-based systems. You know, the Xbox One for I believe it was the month of May have seen a rapid increase. You know, PlayStation has become like one of the bigger brands over in the United States. Nintendo are selling amazingly well because of the Amiibo trend a lot in the UK and the United States. So it still seems there's a market for this stuff, but these companies seem to be going in a separate direction because they think Japan, Japan, Japan.
Yes.
So speaking of Amiibos, do you collect them?
I have, but it's like you can't pre-order them anymore. So it's driving me nuts. I've just virtually given up.
Yeah, I've seen that myself. You know, I went for phase 1, that was it, and then whenever other phase came out, it just got really ridiculous. Do you think this is kind of a direction Nintendo are going to continuously go in? Because it seems that with every new game release, they're creating new Amiibos.
Well, they're putting people off. They're going to be putting people off. If people can't buy the stuff they want, they're not going to buy it.
Do you think
there's always this supply and demand going on about it? But I don't see how they can make a profit putting stuff on the secondary market because they don't get a penny of that.
But that's another thing as well. It seems like they're basically creating limited shipments of these things on purpose.
Well, would they? When they can make more money, just making more of them, so everybody could have one. No, they don't make a penny out of the second-hand market.
But why is it that they're making them in such limited quantities, though? That's what I don't understand.
They excuses though they weren't expecting it to be so popular, but they've had 6 months to take advantage of this. You know, it's getting on for a year, 6 months to a year since they started the Amiibos. When did they first come out? In November, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they've had a good 6 months to up the amount of production. So I don't know why they are sitting on their hands doing nothing.
I agree with you on that one, and I think as a company, and one other thing that people don't get is as a company they're very PR tight. They will like. I was trying to ask them a few questions yesterday, and they're like, "No, don't talk to no. We have our own PR people. Just send us a memo, and then we'll memo you back, and then you can memo us again, and then we'll memo you back, so you know that what we're saying is what we're saying, even though we don't understand what we're saying is actually what we're saying." So you're like,
each of their own reasons as a person to talk to as well, because I remember Reggie Fils-Aimé refused to talk to anyone from Europe. PR-wise, they said.
But we all wanted to hear him say, "My body is ready."
Yes, well, no, now he won't talk. He only talks to American publicists.
Yeah, it seems like the company's kind of. I don't know what they're doing in terms of why they're going that route. It's probably because they're trying to protect their brand as much as they can, but it's kind of counterproductive in a sense as well.
It's frustrating the people who buy us.
No, I agree with it wholeheartedly. So, in terms of like the industry itself, you know, it seems that a lot of these companies are trying to push everyone into digital. Do you feel that that's probably going to be a viable option?
No, because they're too scared of retail losing. Retail is still their biggest thing. If they essentially bite the hand that feeds them, they could be pretty stuck. Because there's a lot of people who just don't understand digital as well. Like, you know, you get grannies and that buying Johnny a Christmas present.
No, I agree with you on that one because as well, like as you can see with the Amiibos, gamers are collectors. You know, we like physical copies of stuff. You know, Capcom are trying to go fully digital at the moment because they know it saves the producer just content, but at the same time, people want their games physically. They were hamming on about the fact that Resident Evil, the Resident Evil re-release that they released on Steam, which was kind of like a rehash of the GameCube version of the game, like sold over 1 million copies between Steam and PSN, and they're like, yeah, digital's the way to go. We need to ham in on digital, so that
they didn't give people an alternative.
pretty much.
That's why you can't really herald your success on something if you don't give people an option.
Very, very true. So in terms of yourself, like where do you feel that your channel's going to be going next? Where, do you want to? Because I can see that you're continuously creating content. You're doing all your videos and bits and pieces, but you've released a Patreon quite recently as well.
I have, yes. I decided to eBay for money. Everybody else is doing it. Might as well scam some threat from fans as well.
No, but I understand you do create quality content. I think there's a difference between those who create quality content than those who don't. You produce animations, you produce comedy, you produce.
I do know a lot of the people who do produce proper content, especially the animation community on YouTube, that they're pretty much heartbroken that they could spend 6 months to a year creating a single animation that's like 5 minutes long, but somebody could come along with a Minecraft Let's Play. It took them all of 5 seconds to make and still make 5 times the amount of money from it.
Yeah, and that's what I don't get, because the model's changed, hasn't it? This is one of the reasons why people need Patreon so much, because the way that you're actually making money off of videos has changed.
There is, and it's also the thing that is for more people, since they allowed everybody to make money on YouTube, there's just more people that want money, so that pot's spread even thinner as well.
Yeah, and it's not very hard to get on a network now either. I'm on a network, for fuck's sakes.
I mean, everybody and their mother writes to you every other day by PM. Oh, this brand new network will give you so and so much. And
I'm just glad I'm on a decent one, like full screen. But like everybody's on full screen.
I'm with Maker.
I'm with Maker too. So as you were saying about that the pot's actually spread thinner. What do you think's the reason behind that? Do you think a lot of people and
because of bloody Let's Play channels, there's so much content.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. So yeah, in terms of the Let's Play channels, specifically, they are releasing like. I'm not going to name names here, but there are some channels who would release 20 to 30 videos on the same game, and I think as well.
I was going to say the same day, and I say, yeah, you're talking about film. Yeah.
But and does he still use the camera? Has he actually invested in the capture?
No,
What is this?
He's a patron.
Oh yeah.
Well, he did a Patreon so he could have a capture card.
Yes, if he gets $2,000 a month, he'll be able to.
People know that you just pay off a one-off fee for a capture card, right?
I paid some
capture card.
like an easy cap.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he also makes everything. Oh, we're talking about Dark Side for everybody. I think it's every single podcast ever has to end up talking about Dark Side Phil or Chris Chan. That's all it is.
Oh, we talked about Chris Chan there the other week.
I don't even know who this guy is. Who's Chris Chan?
Oh my god. I had to take this one.
Okay, there are many interesting cases of complete insanity on the internet, and this is one of those cases. It's a 33-year-old high-functioning autistic man-child who lives with his mom somewhere in fucking Virginia, and he created in air quotes this weird little web comic that's like a hybrid of Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu called Sonichu. And basically it's just focusing on all the aspects of his life that he is pissed off about, like not being able to find a girlfriend and stuff like that. And people have been messing with his shit for like 10 years, and finally he's probably going to be going to jail soon because he maced a GameStop employee. And I'm glossing over 99% of what he is, but...
You forgot that he's like one of the unofficial mascots of 4chan.
Yeah, pretty much. And, like, he's going to jail soon, possibly, because he got arrested for macing a GameStop employee because he's been really pissed off about, in Sonic Boom, Sonic the Hedgehog's arms are blue instead of tan, and he's been really pissed off about that and vandalizing merchandise for it and the like. And
There's video of it actually, the encounter.
it is a long, complex story, and there's a documentary about it, which Larry is briefly featured in.
Yeah, I'll get mentioned in it as well.
I'll send you a link to it. If
I've
somebody
seen that. Shane showed me that.
Yeah,
He's trying to get Chris to send him a medal, even though he doesn't really sell them anymore. Shane's like, I want to show this off people. Yeah, just like your little brother thinks you're his hero, so he made that for you.
So you're basically this guy. This nutcase is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes.
It is.
How the hell did these people get popular?
4chan.
It's the internet. It's the internet. Anybody is a bit. 100 years ago, you'd have to go to a freak show to see all these weird people and that. But nowadays, you just go online. So.
And just see the Mesa GameStop employee.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's video, and he's dressed as a woman in it as well.
I was just gonna say, yeah, he's a was it a Tom girl?
Yeah, that's
was it?
Because so people tricked him into thinking that women would find him more attractive if he embraced his feminine side. So now he's trying to.
There's nothing.
And he's admitted to now he's taking female hormones now. Apparently,
he could just eat Doritos and get tits.
Wait, has he started a Patreon?
So he's officially become one of those people that on Twitter where it's like, on Tumblr where it's like, I have a pink blanket, so I'm gender neutral.
yeah. That Tumblr. Oh my God.
So that's great. Perfect.
Only
join
on
us
the
in the
internet.
ball pit.
Oh yeah.
Only on the fucking internet. Okay. So, going on from that thing, in terms of the Let's Players, Larry, the one thing I will have to admit, I'm not too much a bigger fan of Let's Players. The one issue that I do have is when people take a game, they take all the fucking cutscenes from this game that you haven't played, and they post the entire thing as a film sequence on the internet. So it makes, what is the fucking point of buying that game?
Maybe some people can't buy the game.
to be fair,
Maybe some people don't have the money.
I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, there's no voice. There's nothing that makes the project stand out. They just put the game out there. It's like, at least with a Let's Play, you're seeing someone play it and you'll understand it from their perspective. But releasing the entire cut sequence from the game, I think that was one of the reasons why they didn't incorporate a story mode in Smash Brothers.
But still, it's like sometimes you don't want people talking over your stuff, but you cannot play the game. You don't have the money to buy the game. You don't have the money to buy the system. I've been there. I watched several movie cutscene sequences of several games before I actually had the money to buy them because I don't have money. I didn't want people talking over the cutscenes, or I couldn't find a good Let's Play of it. And that's why they're out there.
Well, speaking of that, let's have you as the next person to ask Larry a question. So, Jamie, take the floor.
Alright, I guess as a YouTuber and as someone who got into doing game reviews and stuff, how do you get over the fear that no one will watch your stuff or that no one's really going to give a shit? Because that's kind of where I am right now as a YouTuber and a reviewer. Is I'm afraid that number one, I'm young, and number two, I'm a female, and so I'm afraid that I'm going to be criticized and everything for it, and I don't know how to get over that fear.
I don't know. Alcohol, most likely.
Alcohol.
Are you a Jack Daniels man, Larry?
No, I just if I drink anything, it's cider. I'm not really an alcohol person.
Nice.
But, no, well, I think the best way is to try and get in with somebody more famous, so you got their fan base to piggyback off when somebody attacks you and stuff like that, and also helps you out promotional wise as well, being with somebody. So collaborations are the best way to get recognition nowadays.
I heard prison bitches do that too.
I keep trying to make friends with the Happy Console Gamer, but he just won't talk to me.
Oh, he's a bit of a weirdo now. He's got his own clique of friends now. He doesn't talk to anybody.
Oh,
That's what I've noticed. His own gang of super best friends.
They are super friends. Super friends.
Yeah, the guy showed up fucking late as shit to Vancouver Retro Gaming Expo and was on there for 20 minutes.
Oh, was that Johnny?
Yeah.
is Johnny?
He's mysterious. So like going on from that. Okay, Larry, who are your favourite YouTubers? Who are the people that you look at and think, hey, that guy's actually pretty decent?
There's that Michael Burnham guy. He's quite good.
Thank you.
Him with his
shucks.
Mega Man burgers. He's all,
Ladies and gentlemen, the first Skype hand job.
Yeah, you know what? The one thing about that video is everyone keeps telling me to eat something now. I'm just like, I've got interviews. I do other content. Why are you...
I wish to have a fully functional working heart.
Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, people. Don't kill me now. No, you must eat another burger. We need you to eat more.
Yes.
You must construct additional burgers.
Anything made of fat.
Kill your heart. I want to see you have a YouTube heart attack.
Oh, see, we need to create a new boogie. That's why. we need more fat people on YouTube.
We need another guy to stand there and take his shirt off and smack his tits.
Yes, who tend to be really angry at things. I don't know. I quite like. There's quite a few British channels I quite like and stuff like that. But yeah, I like some of the smaller ones. Really, I do like a lot of the smaller channels. I think when channels get to a certain size, I've noticed that people watch their videos no matter what the quality, so they see less of incentive and they sort of go down in quality a little bit.
No, I agree with you. That's one of the reasons
there's
why.
a few, like Egoraptor. I mean, look at his animations when he was starting out; they were fantastic. But now he's just
Oh.
Now he's just a
anything
sellout
out.
Let's Player.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny that, you know, when he got famous from doing those animations and then he went in a total 360, well, 180, sorry, 360, we'd be going in circles, 180 direction and then decided to do Let's Plays instead, and then now he's making the big money on YouTube because he's doing Let's Plays. And it's shameful because he's quite a character. He's someone that you could see has a lot of talent that could probably be doing something other than what he's doing currently, but he's turning out about nearly over like probably 30-40 videos a week.
Is it?
Yeah, with the Game
Yeah,
Grumps
game
videos
grumps and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I just zone out. You see, so.
Yeah, just squandering his talent and making shitty Let's Plays and making 30-minute videos on why he doesn't like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame.
See, like I said, there's no incentive to do quality anymore because people are watching it no matter what it is because you're popular.
Yeah,
If you
no, I agree.
go on a murder spree and everybody will still like him. Oh, he just understood. Yeah. Like
Covered in
the old
blood.
Jeremy.
Support my Patreon.
Yeah. So yeah, nice. Ah.
Well, speaking of YouTubers that were popular once, what did you think about the whole Metal Jesus Rock situation? Did you hear about that?
No.
Basically, the dude opened up a GoFundMe because he wanted people to
Buy
fund
him
a...
games.
Well, no, there was a fund a camper van trip for him to tour the United States.
And Drunken Master Paul, two of them now.
Yeah, to the United States on a camper van. And basically, it wasn't to like do seminars or talk to people or give awareness of whatever the fuck he's doing. He wanted to hang out and party with people.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah,
basically paying for his holiday.
He even said they'd be drinking beer and things like that.
That's terrible.
Like Andrew WK, but shittier.
Again, it's Patreon should be there to help people create content, not to fund their bloody lifestyles.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
you-
It's
Yeah,
become.
I mean, if you want to do, these are luxuries; they're not necessities.
I agree, and it's become to the fact where people have become more entitled rather
And,
than
yeah, I was going to say entitlement.
yeah, where it's basically the whole YouTube scene has become something of a privilege. You know, like, oh, if I do this, I'll get this. If I do that, I get that. One of the YouTubers you've seen from my timeline when I did a huge rambling about him, which was Angry Joe. When he keeps doing his videos of I'm broke. It's like,
Oh
dude,
yeah, and you see him slowly putting on weight as well. So yeah, you must be really broke with all that weight putting on.
I think he's trying.
Scotty on Star Trek. As soon as he started making money, he started eating.
Yeah, well, people started calling him Hungry Joe now.
Dude needs more tacos. But it's one of those things where if you see his videos as well, they've declined in quality. You know,
again, because he's popular, he can do whatever he wants. People will watch it no matter what it's like. So there's no incentive to keep at that quality level.
Well, he could pay someone to fucking edit his videos. For fuck's
no,
sake.
he don't. Oh, God forbid you have to pay somebody. You could.
The money he's making, I think he could fucking pay some dude like, hey, I know that you desperately need money. Can you edit my videos for me if I just send them to you via a Dropbox? Brilliant. Thanks, dude. Can I have some more scraps, Mr. Angry Joe? No. I need to eat. I am wasting away.
Yes.
It's like that John Goodman scene on Family Guy where it's like Thanksgiving dinner and everybody else is like emaciated and he's just like hunched over the whole thing. You can have what I don't eat.
He like stabs his wife in the hand. She goes, "It's okay, children. Daddy's right. Daddy's right."
Thump.
But it is one of those things where I've seen his channel because I used to be a big fan of his. Then, like over the years, you saw his channel kept declining, and then he was misreporting on stuff he doesn't even fact find anymore. And his videos, I think the straw that broke the camel's back was last year for me when I watched his best and worst videos that he did. And they all just dropped in quality. They were released like 3 months later. It was like the fucking end past 2014 already when he was releasing these videos. And they were just shit. You know,
most of his videos last year was him going on Twitch and playing them.
Yeah.
So, God forbid you have to give an opinion. That's a lot of effort to opinionise something. So I just play it and just moan.
But that was the thing.
It takes a lot of work to dress up as a dollar store version of Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe, damn it.
But that's the thing. He was very entertaining. He was someone that seemed to have something very unique. As soon as he got bigger, then he just decided, you know what, fuck this. I'm just going to hang out with my friends and you're going to pay me to do it. You know, and it's kind of left him in a situation where I think a lot of his loyal fans are kind of distracting from him. But, you know, just...
he'll always have his hardcore fans. They'll say that no matter what. I mean, like I say, he can go on a murder spree and they'll still love him.
Or do a Twitch stream from the toilet. That's what I should do. I should do like like after I eat the burgers, I should do a Twitch stream from the toilet of me trying to strain the burger out my system.
A live stream, as it were.
Yeah.
If it was on Twitter, you'd be a Twitter shitter.
A live stream of your stream.
Yeah, I'll monetize it as well. It'd be brilliant. You know, I could make some real money. I'll get popular on YouTube. That's how I should get popular. Eating the burgers.
Going for the fetish market, couldn't you? So.
Yeah. Having some Japanese businessmen jerk off to me on the toilet.
Bourbon.
Make more money than Hannah Minks.
Oh, for God's sake.
See, there you go. That's your channel name, Burham's Bukaki.
Jerking off with us this week.
This week, Michael's been eating corn.
I could do Ash. I could get Ashens to do a video of analysing my shit. Oh God, I'm gonna PM him that.
As you can see, it's very dark today. He's been drinking Guinness.
Oh, that poor couch.
There's a very lack of fibre in his diet this week. You know?
So it's even darker than my couch.
I can see a bit of blood there. Maybe he needs to go and see a doctor. I'm going to PM that to him. He'll probably block me on Facebook after I do that. I'll be like, hey, Stuart, can you do me a favour? Can you just... I'm thinking of doing videos of me taking a poop. Do you mind looking through my stool? Hello?
Hello.
This person has blocked you. Oh, fuck. You know, but in terms of like the way that YouTube's gotten oversaturated, is there a way that you can, like, for anybody to kind of survive that?
No. We're all doomed.
Doomed!
No, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think YouTube need to segregate Let's Players from the rest of the gaming thing because nobody stands a chance because they can just pump out so much content. Or YouTube needs to initialize some sort of quality channel or something where people actually put effort.
Didn't they do that music too? Like they kind of segregated music a bit, and like you go in the apps and everything now, music is in its own separate section from everything else.
They do, yeah, but I don't think they'd ever do that for gaming, even though they probably make more money from gaming videos than they do music.
PewDiePie was shit.
But at least, the one thing I can say to defend PewDiePie is at least he's doing something with the money he's making. He's donating to charity.
No.
He's being an obvious good person about his stuff. But yeah, I agree. His channel. I tried watching 2 of his videos and I was just like, I have no fucking clue what this dude is doing. He's just screaming.
Because you're not 12 years old.
He didn't used to be that bad. I watched him back when he wasn't bad at all, back in like 2010 or 2011. And his videos have just progressively gotten worse and worse over time. Like, he's just progressively... I used to love PewDiePie. I used to watch him all the time because his Let's Plays were more than just screaming and vagina and period jokes. And now it's like, okay, so are you... It's like he's not even enjoying the game anymore. He's just playing something and making jokes.
This is another thing that Let's Plays are doing, that they're just getting hold of the latest game before anybody else can play it, and just go through it like a soulless checklist. Again, Darkside Phil, he's not doing it for the fun. He's doing it. He has to get the game on release, so nobody else can.
No, I agree with you on that, and also an Oculus fucking Rift. An Oculus Rift as well, because apparently most of these guys have an Oculus Rift for some reason.
I played one. The technology's still not there. You can still see the gap between the polygon, the pixels on the screen. So.
But it's getting there. I have to admit, it is getting there.
I liked what Benway did. He did that thing with his tablet in the cardboard box and pretty much made his own little bit of an Oculus Rift.
He
I like
glued
that.
the tablet to his eyeballs, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I like Benway. I'm a loyal fan of his.
I like Steve Benway, yes. He does look like a geography teacher, but...
Yeah,
he does.
I love his talkies on. I would love to just stroll through his collection for a day, just all of his systems. Especially like we got some. I'm in Eastern Canada in Newfoundland, and I grew up near the military base back home. And besides the fact that we had a lot of the same things like the Amiga 32, CD32, and the Atari ST and things like that. Like because Royal Air Force was stationed in the base near my home, we get a lot of software brought over. But like it always had me interested in all these other computers that they had, and I just love to stroll through there and just see this just giant collection of what he has there. It just looks so imposing in such a nice way.
Do you know, Sean, that the UK was actually at one point we were the hub for everything gaming. Like since the ZX Spectrum, we were programming. We had like programmers. We had the BBC Microsystem. We were basically fucking churning out games like a motherfucking anything. The Oliver Twins were responsible for like 75% of the fucking market.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, man.
I heard the Spectrum growing up, and I kind of wish that we had it over here. Like, we had a VIC-20 growing up. We didn't even have Commodore 64, but I got wind of about a lot of the, just the huge market there. And in retrospect, too, watching that Microman movie and just seeing some of these other videos, we missed out on a lot. We didn't have to miss out as much because, like I said, we had the ST, we had some Amiga stuff like that. Here in Canada, we had the ST. It wasn't as popular as in England, but it was very noticeably popular compared to like in the States where it was really non-existent.
Well, that actually brings us to another subject. Larry, there's one thing that's going on at my... Have you seen Bedrooms to Billions? Any chance?
Not yet, no.
Well, basically what it does, the video film itself talks about like the industry in the UK. And how like young kids basically got to programming. Do you feel that the industry's kind of going full circle now? Because like we had the ZX Spectrum, we were able to kind of like from your home, you could actually program like
Sorry about that, my battery just died. So I'm off. Hello, we're back now.
Okay. What I was saying is like the gaming industry has come full circle in a sense because we've gone from in the UK we used to be able to like program the next game from your home. You would take one person to program a game. And now with the addition of like app games and stuff for mobile phones, it seems that we're going full circle into that kind of realm again. Do you think that that's going to be happening, that they're going to be looking a lot more to the independent scene now in order to look at the next set of IPs?
Possibly. I think that everybody's going to stick into... I think... Okay, can you rephrase that again? Sorry, I got sort of lost on the question.
What I was basically saying is, like back when we like for instance, with the ZX Spectrum,
Yeah.
we were able to, like, as a kid, you know, depending if you learn how to code or not, you could actually sit down, code your biggest IP in a sense. You could make a game, anything. A lot of people try to emulate the kind of the arcade classics. We remember that very poorly programmed Pac-Man for the Atari. Do you think that now with the ease of access, the content that's coming out, and with the more and more independent game developers coming out, we're seeing a resurgence of that, you know, of just people programming games for their own home?
They will do, but they just want money from them. They want money beforehand before they can use their talents. That's all. So I mean, back in the Spectrum days, it was just kids programming in their bedrooms, and if they made money from it, so much the better when they submitted it to a publisher. Yeah,
and it seems like a lot of the big UK developers sort of managed to do that. You know, as you know, speaking quite frankly, the Olivers. I did an interview with them, and they spoke candidly about that and about the fact that they were able to kind of make an honest living being game developers. You know, they managed to do it themselves. But because things changed and when Sega and Nintendo kind of had a chokehold on the industry, they kept doing what everybody else said. But now it seems it's going back to that whole thing of, you know, like, for instance, the Angry Birds trend where you could make an app, put the app out, release it. If it makes money, great. If it doesn't, oh well, move on to the next one.
Like I said, as long as people don't expect to be paid before they actually make the game, it could go back there. I think there's some sort of greed mentality.
So of 2014, what was your least favourite game?
I can't think, really. Honestly, can't think. I don't think there was anything really bad, per se. I think just disappointing, really. It's nothing was up to the same quality of previous years, I would say. I mean, my favourite game of the year last year was Watch Dogs.
That was my least favourite.
But
that was because of the story, though, and I think it relied too heavily on the hacking mechanic. But, you know, that's, I don't know. For me, I felt the game was too long. It had no idea what it was doing, and for some reason they rewrote the story of, obviously, and kept the whole kind of capture in there. So they rewrote this married couple into a brother and sister relationship for some reason.
Which was creepy, isn't it?
It was fucking creepy. And also the sex trafficking thing which was just plopped in the middle of there. I was just like, this happened. Kind of. And the whole Aiden Pierce was supposed to have a moral compass, and then they made him sound like Batman. For weird reasons. But yeah, I don't know, it's for me, I felt like in 2014, a lot of the companies who were back in 2013 were supposed to be big. Like Ubisoft, for instance, had an amazing 2013. But in 2014, it seemed like everything seemed to go wrong for them. And it wasn't just the fact that they had Tobuscus on their panel a couple of years ago. Yeah, they had him doing interviews, and I remember that everyone was taking the piss out of him because he had no fucking clue what he was doing. He was just making poo-poo and caca jokes.
Again, it's popularity. These people who are popular gamers and that have no clue what they're doing half the time. I mean, I'm not saying that's the rule, but I'm just saying these vloggers who do Let's Play channels like iJustine and stuff like that, they're completely clueless about games.
I can hear Ryan just basically like looking like he's gonna vomit or something.
Maybe it's his trigger reaction. iJustine. There you go.
Don't fucking remind me.
Okay, Ryan. Do you want to vent something quickly?
Oh my god. Her fucking Portal Let's Play is fucking cosmic to watch. She spends an entire episode not realizing that you can go through that you can shoot a portal, go through the one that was on the wall, and then come back out. It takes her an entire episode to grasp the concept of portals, and it is fucking cosmic. And she has 6 fucking partner channels, for God's sake. You don't need that many.
But she needs to make money, man. She has to live and get fat like Angry Joe.
Sailors are the best tippers. Sailors are the best tippers.
Doesn't she have like a partnership thing going on with Apple where she reviews their products?
Either that or she's
No
just
problem.
snapped for like most of the population. Like the whole thing she got popular for was that she accidentally got a 300-page fucking iPhone first generation bill. And she
Really?
forgot to check non-detailed transactions, so she got like a 300-page fucking bill for it, and then she went viral, and then she's rode that gravy train all the way till the wheels fell off.
And still riding it.
Yeah.
And also
6
that
fucking
video,
chance. Jesus Christ.
a video of her getting all tearful when Steve Jobs died as well.
Does that video exist? I want to see that.
Yes.
Does she
my
put
God,
the
I
teardrops
just
in before or after?
I thought she was generally upset about it. Like,
She's probably just grabbing on a minge and giving it a tug.
Oh, poor thing.
I'm gonna watch that later. I'm sorry.
I think Ryan's just found something which is his substitute for porn. So, going on from that, you've got like all these like guys with a slew of other channels and stuff. And then you have like the kind of the natural content creators as well. Who's like out of the animators that you see on YouTube? Who's your favorite?
I don't know. I think in terms of quality, probably Harry Partridge is the most.
Oh my
talented.
god. I love that Skyrim one that he does. Right at the end, Buddy's got the big chub and he's just like, oh.
A lot of the guys who started off at Newgrounds kind of they all migrated themselves over to YouTube, didn't they?
They did, yes.
Mm.
They did. That's because Tom, what's his name, wasn't paying them much money, and now YouTube's not paying them much money, so they can't do anything. So.
Jesus Christ, Albino Black Sheep has their own channel, for fuck's sakes.
Who?
Albino Black Sheep, they were another popular, smaller one. A lot of their content was getting ripped off by E-Bombs World back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I spoke the unspoken words. Who's going to eat my brains?
Wait, is E-Bombs World?
E-Bombs
Wasn't that place like full of porn?
Just everything he can get his hands on. Like, long before YouTube, E-Bombs World was like the poster child of copyright infringement by just stealing content and posting up. He even stole like webisodes of Matt and Trey's fucking Princess series, the little dog or whatever the fuck it is. The like Matt and Trey from South Park. Yeah, like he even had the balls like steal their content and post it up. A lot of the stuff he stole was like from Albino Black Sheep and other sites like Neil's. Trying to remember his name, Sisagara or whatever. He had a lot of his content. Yes, thank you. He had a lot of his content stolen by from off of Albino Black Sheep by E-Mom's World. Then they got bought by Handheld Entertainment. And what the fuck are they doing now besides selling their ass on the street for cheap liquor? Like that's proper Eric Bauman is now.
Yeah.
Cheap
ABS was where I first. ABS was like one of the first websites that I ever went on back when I started this little hobby that I call spending way too much time on the internet. That was like back when I was in fucking 4th grade or something like that.
Oh, I love that channel. I still go there from time to time. See some of the classics.
Speaking of classics, what's your favorite console, Larry?
I don't know. It's at the moment it's tossed between the Xbox One and PS4 probably.
Is it all the HD remasters?
Yeah, well, I just enjoy. I'm just what I'm playing the most. But I don't know. Probably I don't know about all time. Possibly Mega Drive.
Yeah, apparently my girlfriend's name when she if she moves to Europe is called the Mega Drive. Because in America she's called Genesis. You never knew.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if Sega's going to come around and try and copyright her. Now, saying on that, what's the future life for Larry? What do you feel? What's the natural progression for you? Because you've gone from like sort of TV to YouTube. What's next?
Probably depression.
Or an alcohol or drug problem. You could do that.
Oh, okay. Well, no, that comes afterwards. No, well, at the moment, I might be putting my videos on a more popular YouTube channel soon. So hopefully that will help me give me a boost of recognition.
I hope it does because I feel like a lot of talents. You're kind of one of those that, for some reason, you're on the cusp of something, but you're not quite where you need to be. And I think it's not because of the content. It's more because people aren't seeing it because the YouTube is oversaturated with other bullshit.
That's it. Like I said, it's Let's Play channels. You go on every time you go, when you finish a video. Oh, would you like to be recommended this 5 billion part Minecraft Let's Play. Oh, yes, please.
Or if it's on that fucking autoplay that they came out with recently. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, I fell asleep there the other night watching GameSack and woke up to a Raspberry Pi video. Like, what the fuck?
The stuff it recommends stuff that you're not even remotely interested in. That's the worst thing.
Yeah, that did make me laugh. It's like I was watching one of my videos back because I was basically looking at an interview that I did. And as soon as the interview stopped, it took me to a fucking hairpin, how to do your hair and makeup. I was like, I don't even watch these fucking videos. Why am I looking? I don't want to look pretty. Have you seen me? I don't need to look pretty.
Yeah, I haven't got any hair.
Exactly, I'm a bald bastard. I'm a bald bastard with, like, who had facial hair. I don't need this.
Oh, well, you could become the PewDiePie of moustache waxing.
Well, not anymore, because I've actually shaved it all off, Larry.
Oh, what'd you do that
You
for?
You should have done a cover of that mustache song from that Seth MacFarlane movie.
I was the thing is, I was letting it grow out so much, and I was like, shit, I've got to do interviews at the MCM, so I've got to kind of shave it off because I don't really want to go in there looking like a chappie.
I don't want to go looking like a Victorian villain. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Hello, sir. My name is Michael.
All I needed was the
Burhan.
bowler.
I have my Victorian mustache. Do you want a mustache ride?
Do you mind? I need to tie some women to railroad tracks.
Just gonna
Dum,
say
dum,
that.
dum, 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 dum. You can see me like
Need somebody
interview
following
John
you around the
Noble
old
from
timey
Fringe
piano.
with my mustache and like, sir, what do you think of my mustache? But you know, but I agree with you. It's like the problem is that I think the internet is a double-edged sword in a sense. YouTube, you've got a lot of people who are capable, who seem to be talented, who are making their way through the the bowels of YouTube and trying to make something credible in terms of content. Then you got the other lot who, for some reason, seem to keep churning out a lot of content, but don't seem to be making that much of a splash. Which is,
Do you wish you could be a reply girl?
well, I'm going to use this for instance. When I was at the con I was at, and I'm not going to name names, but a lot of the people who were interviewing there had no fucking clue what they were doing, and a lot of them were fanboys. Like, they wanted to be in the room with the person that they, idolized, and it went into a situation where they're asking Felicia Day what color is her carpets. So, I'm just saying.
Phrasing.
Yeah, no, that wasn't even phrasing. He literally wanted to know the color of a bathroom carpets.
Oh.
And then went into a conversation about silverfish.
What?
Yeah.
The insect?
Yeah, this is... And apparently he was a credible interviewer. So, you've got all of that. So, in terms of YouTube, in terms of it changing, hopefully, we're going to have channels like yours that stand out because, I'm a big fan, Larry. Everybody here is a big fan.
I shall pay you later for your endorsement.
Oh, thank you, because that should help me pay my rent for another month. Because he's super rich, people. He's all this stuff he's going on about that. He needs a Patreon. He's just doing it because he's entitled. He wants to.
Oh yeah, I just want to travel around the country.
You want the extra sports car, Larry? I can see it.
Yeah. Solid gold helicopter, mate. That's what I want.
I knew it. So, where can we find you? For those people out there who haven't seen your stuff, haven't seen your content, where can we find you?
My YouTube channel is youtube.com/Larry. I've got a vanity address. But so yes, I'm youtube.com/Larry. So that's the best place to look for me.
Are you active on Twitter? I know you're active on Facebook, depending if you want to give that
Yeah,
out.
on Twitter and Facebook. I'm Larry Bundy JR on Twitter, and I am Larry Bundy on the Facebooks.
But if you ever get shot, we could just say who shot JR.
Yes, you could do.
Could be the newest, biggest YouTube event, and then it turns out that it was basically Tobuscus for
I
reasons.
still laugh at.
I think there's more chance of Dark
So,
Phil trying to shoot me.
And the video that reveals it would be shot on a fucking out-of-date handycam
Yeah,
because you didn't pay him the £2,000 on his Patreon to get a new one.
yeah, poor sod.
He's broke, man. Come on, give him a break. He's Angry Joe
bought
broke.
a fucking house. He bought a house, a car, a 1,000,000-inch TV, and then expects and then moans about he's got no money. Of course you haven't.
Just first world problems, as they say.
Yes.
So in terms of anybody out there who wants to open up a YouTube channel, what's the first thing you want to say to them?
Try and get as many friends as possible.
Oh yeah, and don't do fucking Let's Plays, because that
Yeah,
marketing
don't.
company.
Well, you can do Let's Plays, but make sure you've got lots of friends to do them with.
There you go, Phoebes. So, let's go to plugs. Sean, where can we find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel. I don't have a vanity, so it's youtube.com/dietless79. Same name I use on Twitter and on Instagram. Facebook, I'm Sean J. Michelin. I remember Larry actually commenting on one of my pictures there last winter, and I had this green hoodie and big tassel hat on. He said I looked like a Canadian kid from South Park or something. I think it was like the Canadian Stan Marsh, I think he called me.
Sorry.
No, I liked it. I was asking for it anyway in the outfit there, especially like the hand knit hoodie, pretty much. Well, I'm part Eskimo anyway, so it's cool.
Oh, you're very welcome for making me salad.
Oh, it's all right, Larry. He loves you still. Ryan, what about you?
Oh yeah.
You can find me in the Del Taco parking lot.
After you've like binged on tacos.
Yeah, sure. I do nothing on the internet except lurk, so yeah.
What about you, Jamie? Tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on Facebook at Hazardous Cosplay, HAZRD-US Cosplay. We're going to be going to HamaCon and MomoCon, but that is, sadly, we cannot make either of those. We're saving up to go to RTX this year in August, but we will be there. You can find me on YouTube and Etsy at Shimeji. I sell little clay charms and personalized things of that matter. On YouTube, I should be getting back to it really soon. We had a few setbacks getting my my room set up, which is going to be my filming studio. But once that's all set up, I'll be back to filming, and I have a lot of different ideas of filming newer things instead of just reviews and things of that matter. I've got a few more ideas, like tutorials and things of that matter. So yeah, just stay tuned and just wait for me. I'm almost ready.
And just make sure that you wear a mustache every time that you're actually like doing vlogs and stuff, because then people will think you're me and they'll probably stop watching.
Okay.
Awesome. And Larry, thank you for being on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh, you know, it's been a pleasure. I've been trying to get you on for about a year now, and I know you've
Well,
been
you should have asked me sooner then, shouldn't you?
Oh, the first time I did ask you, I was like, "Hey, would you like to be on this show?" And you went, "Yeah, not at the moment." I was like,
Yeah, I don't talk to you plebs. I'm YouTube famous now, so...
"Damn you, Larry!" But saying that, actually, I had the Happy Console Gamer on there before you. That's weird.
Yes.
That is weird.
Maybe Larry's going to get all disenfranchised and get his own little click now.
Yeah, he'll be
I'm
like,
just going to hang around my bald friend all the time and not talk to anyone else. just buy him presents constantly and make videos about it.
"Oh, Rob's lovely." So, you know, going on from that, guys, you can find me at youtube.com/thenerdgenius if you want to watch me eat a burger, as Larry so pointed it out. You know, I do my like monthly burger challenges, but I also do stuff like interviews, I do game reviews, I do film reviews. So check the channel out, see what you think about it. If you like it, make sure you click on the subscribe button, of course, and do that. I don't do it for money and famous and stuff. I just do it because I like, you know, want to talk to people and share my experiences. Also go to youtube.com/RetroUnlim. I covered the entire MCM Comic Con on behalf of Retro Unlim. There's like about, I think by the time I'm finished, there's gonna be like 15 interviews on there as well, including the director of the Death of Superman Lives. John Shep was on there. Loads of independent works, comic book writers, artists, independent game developers, and also a few celebrities, including John Noble from Fringe. And we had a coverage of the Felicia Day panel there as well. So you make sure that you tune in for all that, guys. Check that out. And also facebook.com, I got gameplay if you want to check out our previous episodes, including last week's episode where we had an interview with Hynden Walsh, who you know is Princess Bubblegum from the Adventure Time series, Starfire from the DC animated series Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. So check those out as well. And last but not least, guys, this has been Michael Burhan for Ryan King, for Sean Michelin, for Jamie Stiles, and also for Larry Bundy Jr. saying that we've got gameplay. Have you?
Bye-bye.